Art. It's defined as the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or their emotional power. By that definition, can there be any doubt that Allegiant Stadium is a work of art? It certainly required a lot of human creative skill and imagination, and its beauty and its emotional power will most definitely be appreciated for decades to come. But venture inside and you'll find a distinctive collection of art that's yet to be discovered. Until now. The Raiders, united with a team of tireless leaders from Nevada, are creating an ultra-modern, permanent stadium for the Raider Nation to call home. These are the stories of the people and the project, told from the ground up. In order to tell the complex histories of both the Raiders and Las Vegas, owner Mark Davis took a unique approach that would allow all attendees a chance to sample a bit of all the artwork and art installations around the building, regardless of where they're seated.
It's this really unique way to tie together both, the history of Las Vegas and what we are with the Raiders in a fun way to bring the community together.
What we were focusing on was very like Raiders history. We thought we were going to focus more on that, lots of silver and black. But then once we actually talked to MD, it kind of completely changed. He's like, everything that we do now is going to give back to Vegas.
He knew that the Raiders would be in this facility for some of the events, but he knew that there were going to be many more events here. And because of that, he wanted the collection to kind of represent both Las Vegas and the Raiders. And he wanted them to come together and show off the entertainment side of Las Vegas for the other events here, as well as the Raiders. He also told us that he wanted this collection to be very closely tied with local Las Vegas artists. We started by reaching out to local artist Michael Godard. He's not only known here, but he's also known around the world for his art.
There was a rumor going around for a while that the Oakland Raiders might be moving to Las Vegas. And waited a little while, and then sure enough, it was happening. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to just kind of keep an eye out, and I was watching everything. Any news about Raiders, I was, so excited. Is this gonna happen? And then when it did, I thought, my goodness, I need to be involved in this somehow, some way. We had a meeting, and 3 hours later, they were still, sane, because I tend to talk a lot.
We were like, hey, would you be willing to help us curate this collection? And he jumped at the opportunity to help out.
I was just super excited, did not realize at all the scale, the magnitude of this. First and foremost, I had to get what the vision was for the stadium. And very clearly, it was two things. We want to tell visually the history of the Raiders and the history of Las Vegas as these two merged together.
So he hit the ground running, really, in this community. He did everything possible to find the best of the best artists in Las Vegas.
And as far as the talent level goes, for me, it wasn't about your resume. It wasn't about if you were in 100 galleries. It wasn't about if you'd only been painting for 1 year. What it boiled down to was, does this artist have something that can contribute to the stadium? And that's what I based it on. When you walk into the stadium, you don't want to cater to a particular audience. You want to have something for everybody, young, old, nostalgic, non-nostalgic. So I feel, in my humble opinion, that I have gathered together the most talented pool of artists imaginable in Las Vegas, that the artists that are involved in this are going to not only be able to express the feeling of Las Vegas, the message of what Las Vegas is, but also the love of the Raiders team being here.
It's a huge undertaking, and we had to break down the different areas of the stadium based on what we kind of imagined in those spots. We broke it down into certain quadrants where it was like, okay, let's have this one focus on community. Let's have this one focus on the Raiders' history. Let's have this one focus on entertainment. And let's have this one focus on Las Vegas and the history of Las Vegas. And once we came up with that game plan, we were able to then bring this to life.
But most importantly, it makes a promise that the fire that burns the
brightest here is the will to win, but the greatness
of the Raiders is in its future.
Artists offer their unique vision for the future, and Mark Davis offers his clear and concise vision for the stadium and the Raiders. And in the halls and walls of this building, the two meet in a most extraordinary way.
How do you like it?
I love it.